Well, hey, let's talk about this subject right here. I was looking at this and it seemed very interesting. Hope you guys, like this new kind of content. I'm just gonna put my interests out there. I feel like if we're putting a community together, we probably have similar interests. This one is witnessing the death of ownership. Let's check it out. I'm gonna watch it and react to it as we watch along.
So, I mean, it's an essential concept in this society, this civilization that we are living in. Okay, inheritance. You leave something for your children to make their lives better, right? Here's the thing. We're uh, we're losing that concept. It seems to be dying out. It seems like I'm Gen X, um, and it seems like I'm the last generation who will be able to do that. I'm part of the last generation being able to do that. And the boomers, my parents' generation, you can say, well, actually, some say that those are the last generation who inherited something from their parents.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much true. A lot of these, older generations, a lot of them, they made a bag off their houses recently in the last 4 to 5 years, and there's probably a lot of other investors buying into those prices because they were, coming out with a bag and selling for the higher value than what they bought it for. But yeah, I haven't seen around my neighborhood where a lot of these people have been here more than 20, 30 years, and a lot of them sold their houses, except for like few older folks. Like they're gonna be, just gonna stay there for who knows how long.
And now they are, lots of older people now, they are busy spending everything they have, and they will take up a mortgage in their old age. Actually, it's not uncommon, so that they can go on holidays, they can live beyond their means, so to speak. And when they die, you inherit their house, but also a big mortgage. So the bank takes the house. You have to sell the house to pay the mortgage, right? So you're left with maybe something, but not enough to buy a house. And I think it's getting worse and worse and worse. And we are looking at a younger generation now, which will be a generation of lifelong renters. They will probably not be able to build.
That is like absolutely true. Rents are ridiculous right now. Like pretty much that's what normal people want, just somewhere to lay their head, somewhere for their families, to be at. I also noticed like a lot of I have friends that I work in the rental stuff, and a lot of bigger families are trying to move into like smaller places just so they can afford like whatever they need. And we're talking about like one kid or 2 to 3 kids, like all in a studio or like in a one bedroom. It's happening, not to everybody, but it's, man, it's happening out here.
Up wealth to pass on to their children, it will be impossible because they themselves will not have the means to buy a property or anything, doesn't need to have to be, excuse me, it's very cold today. It doesn't need to be a property, but something that has value, and the value that will increase as the years go on, right? You get what I'm trying to say here. is it like that? Why is it that we now
Bull
have
Hansen.
a
Check him out, guys.
society where we don't own anything? We're not supposed to own anything. Young people now, it's almost impossible for them to get into the property market. They don't even, they've given up. They don't.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking for different solutions. Man, if you look on YouTube right now, a lot of people are choosing to live in their cars and just or be homeless. It's ridiculous. But I mean, I can understand when you gotta take a step back to like take some steps forward, and as long as like they're stacking up their money, you never know. These people might end up like, you know, coming into something better or finding somewhere better. I've seen a lot of people moving overseas, and people are not afraid to like live outside of the U.S. anymore. You know.
Aspire to become homeowners anymore because it's so difficult and nearly impossible financially. Now, of course, we all know the slogan from the World Economic Forum: "You will own nothing, and you will be happy, or else." I don't think that a life where you don't own anything is necessarily a happy life. It could be if we lived as hunter-gatherers and just roamed the wilderness as nomads. But that's not what we're talking about, of course. We're talking about living in a flat in a city, so basically living in a small box, and that's your life. We're being, you know what, this is just part of the whole deal. And it's not a good deal for us. It's not a good deal at all. We're being.
That's true. Everything's been changing slowly and slowly, and people actually pay attention when it's been a pretty like big jump in like prices. They're like, whoa! Now I notice when I go to the store or when I'm, you know, how often I gotta go put gas. Since you gotta use your car to drive everywhere.
These big corporations, they will own all the houses and the flats and buildings and the cars and everything that has value, you know. And we will be renting. That's their goal, right? Well, we need to look back in history to understand what's going on, because there's nothing new with this. We have been in, you know, there have been times before when people were basically not allowed to own anything, and I've called it feudalism 2.0. It's a new version of feudalism, where people will be basically serfs, SERFs, not surfers on the waves, but serfs. So you're not a slave, but also you're not able to own anything. It's the rich people, the people in power. They will own everything.
What's your opinion on that? What's you guys' perspective? You see like a big change in the middle class? Let me know. Go ahead and start conversations in the comments.
We need to fight this. I'm trying to say that with a smile on my face. We need to fight this. But I'm bitter. Why would I not be? You know? And you know what? So should you be. You know? Let's not pretend that this is okay. And we need is rigged against us. It's becoming more and more obvious.
Definitely, if you're older than 30, you've seen how drastic every 10 years has been with technology. You've seen how people have changed. Like, this is a whole different kind of world for many. Even the way that people interact. Like, we're all just learning as we go.
So how do we get out of the system? Well, actually, you need to move probably into an area where nobody wants to live. Where do you get work? You know, well, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have to live a very, very different life, growing your own food if you can. It's, is it going to be easy? No. It's probably going to be very difficult, and not everyone will succeed. But we have to try. We have to do something. And I'm 52 years old now, and I've lived most of my life already. And I was fortunate because I was brought up in a. Well, I wasn't brought up. Gen X people, we were not brought up at all. You know, we just grew up. But it was much more free. We had freedom. Um, so I remember that time, and I can tell you, if you're a younger person, it was very different. Very different.
Yeah, I can't imagine, like, this new generation, man. They're like, their outlook is completely different from like us 20, 30 years ago. Like I said, even like the industry for animation, all that stuff that's so new, is going out the door, man, because AI is gonna be dominating. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that.
Of course, not everything was better, but we had more freedom. And we are moving now, and it's going very fast towards a society with very little freedom. Snap out of it. Please try to look at the world with objectivity. Are you happy? If not, what can you do to make things better? Try to look into your near and more distant future. How do you want that future to look? What do you need to do to get there? What do you need to do to get into that position where you will be happy? I can guarantee that the future that certain people in positions of power, the plans they have for you, does not involve you being happy. They want you to own nothing, have no freedom.
There is a drastic change. A lot of people can't even buy homes anymore. Even the gateway to like be approved, that's been changed. You gotta earn at least 100K a year minimum. And as you know, you gotta keep that. You gotta be on it. And you slip up, like you lose, you snooze. You snooze if you snooze, you lose.
And your happiness will come through in the form of pills or something like that. Okay, I'll leave it.
Alright, guys. I hope you guys like that. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you on the next video. See us in the other channel. No, in this channel. Look forward to the next stock review. See you guys next time. Later.